Hi, I'm Alex from Republica FM1, and this is FM1 Spotlight. It's brought to us by radio stations under the Philippine Broadcasting Service, mainly Republica FM1, FM1 Davao, Capital FM2, RP1, and RP2. Welcome, everyone. I am truly on the edge of my seat and excited to talk with our guest today. This band has been singing, or playing rather, to our hearts since 2013. And with their hits, which I am absolutely certain that you know by heart, like Rather Be, Symphony, Rockabye, or Solo, they continually show us what a perfect marriage of classical music and dance music sounds like, and bring us heartwarming stories through their music videos. Kababayans, please welcome Grace Chatto of Clean Bandit. Hey Grace, welcome to FM1 Spotlight.
Thanks so much.
Oh my God, how have you been?
I've been good, actually. Yeah, pretty good. It's quite strange in London at the moment. We have a lockdown here.
Yeah, so sorry to hear about that. Ugh.
Yeah,
but you're well? You're well?
Yeah, I'm well. It's been quite a productive time for us as a band, so that's keeping me going.
My goodness. But very quickly, could you just tell us what you were doing currently at the moment, right before you sat down with me?
Oh, well, actually, I just got two little kittens last night. They arrived to my house last night. So
Are you kidding?
I've been playing with them this morning, but they're kind of like quite surprised by their new environment.
Oh my gosh, look at you're such a sweetheart. Are these stray cats or you've bought them from a pet store?
I bought them.
Ah, look at you.
They're like snowy leopards, like little.
Well, I was going to ask you if you picked up any new hobbies this lockdown, and apparently it looks like you've had two. You picked up two, right?
Yeah.
Do they have names already? Jack and Luke, I suppose? No?
Oh, that would have been good, but they're girls, two girls.
Oh,
so
okay, all right.
they're called Zaza and Marta.
Zaza and Marta. What wonderful names. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I had to bring up
a rap song that I love called Whoopty.
Oh, yeah. They must be a handful because they're still kittens right now. But yeah, I really had to bring up Jack and Luke. Speaking of them, where are they?
Well, Jack's actually in the studio today. He's writing a new song. But I just left him to it because sometimes he likes to do it alone.
Oh, I see.
Luke's working on a remix. We're doing a remix of Tiesto's song Business. Let's Get Down to Business.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's just putting like the finishing touches, and that's coming out, I think, very soon.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I actually wanted to talk about that a little bit later in this interview, about your solo gigs. But I'm just really glad to hear that you're well during this quarantine and that you have picked up two new hobbies, Zaza and Marta. Yeah, I hope to meet them one day. But yeah, I want to jump right in, if that's all right with you. The question that everyone's been asking me, because I may have mentioned that I would be talking with you tonight, and they really just wanted to know, where did the Clean Bandit name come from? Like, how did you guys come up with that?
Oh, well, it is a strange name. It kind of came about, we were living in Russia, and a friend of ours, a Russian lady, described my sister as a clean bandit, чистая бандитка, and she just meant like a total rascal, a complete bandit. And we just found it really funny, and we always tried to have humor in our music, so we thought it would be good for the band.
Oh my goodness, that is the perfect. Well, I mean, I think it would be the perfect description to your band. I mean, yeah, right? Rascals. Wonderful rascals. Okay, but I know you've probably been asked this question many times. But like, I just want to know how the band started. I know that you were all met in Cambridge and you were all studying different instruments, was it, or different music majors?
We weren't actually doing music majors. Jack was doing architecture and I was doing languages. But then Luke is Jack's little brother, so they've known each other since Luke was born.
Right.
I met
Yeah.
Jack. in Cambridge, and I actually started a classical string quartet first, and then I met Jack, and he started like recording the classical music that we were performing,
Right.
and he was experimenting with electronic sounds,
Hmm.
even though he was from like a rock background and jazz. He played jazz, but when Radiohead started experimenting with electronics, he then thought, wow, that's really cool. And he started making like electronic bass lines and putting them underneath snippets of Mozart and Beethoven that we were playing in the quartet. And then everyone just thought it was really cool. So we organized a club night party and just performed all of this stuff. And everyone was so surprised to see the violins and
Yep.
cello in
I
the
bet.
nightclub.
But
And
how long have you been playing cello? I mean, like, I know you're studying languages, and what really brought you to classical music and cello?
I started playing the cello when I was 7. Um, and my dad plays the cello as well, and he also
Oh,
makes cellos and violins, so there were always loads in the house. So
oh
I think
my.
when I was little I just assumed that that was what people did.
So you really came from a musical family, and now I see. I see. Oh my gosh, 7 at a very young age. And I know so you all have, well, thank God that you play the cello. Thank God that Jack and Luke got into this electrical music and everything. But I know you mentioned that they're all working on different things right now. But could you describe the group dynamic in the band? Because I did watch an interview before, and where you attended, I think was the Brit Awards, and you were asked where the boys were, and you said, "Oh, I told them to stay home, do the writing, finish this because we have something to release by Friday." And you attended the Brit Awards. So is that really how the group dynamic comes about?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, they ask me what to do, and I tell them tasks for the day. But yeah, with things like the Brit Awards and stuff, they're quite shy, Jack and Luke, so
Oh, okay.
they prefer to be behind the scenes and um, in the studio, and they can get quite overwhelmed at like big events like
Right.
that.
Right.
But they're so sweet. We all get on so well, and yeah, Luke and Jack, they also played instruments from a really young age,
Yeah.
and like Jack plays the clarinet and the saxophone, and
Oh, these are wind instruments and with you string. I see.
yeah, yeah. So now in the band, Jack often plays an electronic
Hmm.
uh, wind instrument which
Oh,
has 8 octaves, so he can do like bass lines on there or like
oh, high note.
high.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. But I also noticed in your, I mean, you guys are obviously very talented, and I just want to congratulate you. I know you are considered now on the top 100 most influential female songwriters and composers in the UK. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that was mad. I think that was last year or something that came out. It was a shock, but a
Pretty
nice
amazing.
nice shock for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You,
songwriting is definitely my favorite part of doing the band, apart from making music videos,
and
maybe.
dancing.
Sorry?
And dancing. I see you dance a lot in the music videos. I see
Yeah,
your face
dancing,
just
that's
lights
fun.
up when you dance. But I'm glad you brought about your favorite part, which is, songwriting. And I just wanted to get into the process. What goes in your head? I know that Jack likes to work in transit. Is there a certain
Yeah.
you like to work?
Um, well, I tend to respond off Jack's ideas. Like he
Mm,
always comes up with initial like chords or riffs like that. For Rather Be, he just wrote that diddly din din
did
din
it? Yeah. Oh, ugh.
when we were on the train, and that whole song just came out of there. So um, and then yeah, we tend to just work in the studio. Um, for me, being in transit, I just leave him to it when we're in
Right.
transit.
Well, I'm happy that he brings you along on that train, as he's making those notes. It's very interesting. I really I'm sure that most of your fans and most of us really wonder, like, from the first note to the end product, is it always the same process, or it comes about differently per song?
Yeah, absolutely. It's totally different all the time. And we collaborate with loads of different writers,
Yeah.
particularly top line writers, lyricists, and often the singers that we collaborate with write their own words. So if we get together with them from the beginning, it tends to all just happen in one day, the writing of the song.
One day.
And yeah, because if it's not finished in that one day, it feels like it will never get
It's not right.
finished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we work on the production for months, but the actual writing tends
Is
to happen in one
that
day.
24 hours where you get that inspiration.
Yeah, but it depends, because we kind of made the whole instrumental track and then thought about the vocal line, whereas sometimes it just happens in tandem at the same time. And sometimes we think of the video idea first and then write the song more like a soundtrack.
So it really is different. It really is unique per track. And yeah, thanks for bringing up your music videos. That's why actually it's a personal question for me as a fan is I love your music videos. I love the stories that you tell in each music video and each song. And I wonder where do you get these ideas, or what experiences do you draw from to give us such, I don't know, heartwarming, and just, you're pulling on our heartstrings so much. Where?
Thank you. That's so nice to hear. It's always different again, and I think some of the videos like TikTok and I Miss You are more like technical videos that Jack and Luke directed, and then the more story ones I write them, but Jack sometimes he says, "Oh, I don't want any more stories."
No more
He
drama.
likes to just visualize things from the sounds and not be restricted by like a narrative. But Solo, the video for Solo with Demi Lovato, that was kind of like a personal story, I guess. Like a fantasy of, because she's kind of in this quite difficult abusive relationship, and then she decides to turn her boyfriend into a dog. A dog.
I wonder where in your brain that happens, Grace. You have a knack for storytelling. Did you like writing stories as a child? Was it something you were good at?
No, I don't recall being that into it as a child. But yeah, it's so fun with these little films that we can just be completely free to make crazy stuff. And the inspiration usually just comes, we just listen to the song over and over again and just see what we see.
It's beautiful what you guys create, and please don't stop the stories. Please, we love them, especially here in the Philippines. But yeah, I know you mentioned Demi Lovato and also Julia Michaels for "I Miss You." I think you've collaborated with so many artists. How do you select them? Is it like on a normal day, if you listen to a song, like, oh, that would be a great person to collaborate with, or how does it come about, these collaborations?
Yeah, some of them are people that we've loved for years, like Sean Paul. It was always a dream to work with him, and we tried for ages to get in contact with him and stuff. So when that finally happened, it was like a dream come true. And then other artists, we just hear them on the radio or in festivals where we've been performing, and we just go to see who's on before, and then we're like, oh wow, that's how we heard Zara Larsson for the first time at a festival.
Right.
And we'd just done Symphony and we're looking for a singer, so we kind of approached her. We heard her singing Lush Life, which I just love, and yeah, and then she jumped on symphony. So it's kind of often about who's available as well, because all of these singers, like, they're so hard to track down, even if they like the song and want to do it. It's then the logistics of it all.
Oh, great. Well, I know one of them is Ian Dior, and your latest single, Higher, which we have been, playing on repeat on Republica FM1. Please tell us about that, please.
Well, thank you for playing it, first of all. But it's kind of it is a love song, but it's a little bit about the dangerous side of love, where you can kind of feel intoxicated and it can take over your mind, and, almost be like a drug, which I think, a lot of pop songs.
Oh, wow. I completely read that music video wrong.
Well, the video is more about, is not so much about that. The video is more about the connection between humans and nature, and like a pure kind of love and rejection of the material world, and a rejection of fear. And the video, I'm not sure. The video is kind of not so connected to the song as some of the others, because when the song is like a love song, it's hard to make an interesting story that is just a love song.
Right. That's true. It can go so many different ways. My last question, though, for you, because I know you have many things to do, but we've seen you put so many artists in the spotlight. Your group, Clean Bandit, has given them such a platform, and I just want to know how you feel about that. You as a band are already so talented and so giving to the music industry, and yet you still give artists, whether or not they are just starting or already have made their way in their career, the spotlight. How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, it doesn't really feel like that. I mean, it feels like it goes both ways, really. Like, the singers are what makes the songs what they are, So we're just so grateful to all of the singers who collaborate with us. And Ian Dior, I never thought he would jump on a Clean Bandit song, because he's so like, I don't know, his music is so kind of cool and more like in the rock world, and but he's just so versatile and up for stuff. Like, I really love working with singers who have that energy of experimentation and not afraid to kind of go out of their comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what, Grace, thank you so much for spending time with us here on FM1 Spotlight. One last thing, please invite everyone to listen to your latest single and to continually request for it on Republica FM1.
Oh, thank you. I invite all of you guys to listen to our song Higher, featuring Ian Dior, on Republic FM1. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Grace Chatto of Clean Bandit. If you want to rewatch their music videos or have a day of Clean Bandit songs, now would be a great time to do so. Don't forget to request for their latest single, Higher, featuring Ian Dior, to help them land a spot on our weekly Top 30. This is Alex for FM1 Spotlight. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on air on Republica FM1.
On and camera set. We've heard their sound, and now it's time for us to ask around. FM1 Spotlight on Republicast, exclusively on FM1.